Hello and welcome to Logic Pro X Top 5 Shortcuts. Today we're going to have a look at navigation. So the first shortcut we're going to have a look at is the zoom tool. It's probably the one you're going to want to use the absolute most. It's Control and Option held at the same time as you're clicking and dragging with the mouse on the left mouse button. As you click and drag, you'll create a window which the arrange page will then zoom in on when you release the mouse button. You can then zoom in again and again and again until you get to your desired location. If you ever want to reverse back a step or all the way back, all you need to do is click the mouse button while holding Control and Option instead of doing the drag while holding down the mouse button. If you just click once, you'll go back one step. You click multiple times, it'll take you all the way back to the moment when you first started using the zooming in tool. So if you Control Option drag, you will zoom in. If you Control Option click, you'll zoom back out again. So the next shortcut we're looking at is the mixer panel. So you can either open the mixer panel with X, which just puts it onto your main arrange page, or if you have a second monitor, it can be very useful to open the mixer with Command 2. This gives you a completely alternative window that you can drag into a different area and will not move when you open up other things on your arrange page. Now, why do you want to be able to quickly get to your mixer? Well, it's got every single parameter for all of your channel strips right there in front of you. The alternative, of course, is to click on each of your instrument tracks or audio tracks as you're going down your arrange page and clicking on each thing individually in order to get to your effects. Having the mixer at easy access means that you can be more efficient with your workflow. Now, next up is the piano roll. Much like the mixer, you can open this in the arrange page, so it's just straight on there, or you can open it as a main window. To open it straight onto your arrange page, it's just a P, and if you want to put it onto another window or another screen, it's Command 4. So what's often overlooked is in the piano roll window itself, you can still use shortcuts like the zoom tool that we discussed earlier. This can enable you to be really precise with how you work with your MIDI. Now, the library, it's a fairly useful one to get to. I mean, at the end of the day, you could just press the top left button, or you just press Y and that's there instantly for you. Sadly, you can't separate it out into a different window. However, something that I often miss is that you can click the search button and literally type in any instrument that you can think of, and it will just list them out for you instead of having to go through all the panels of the library in order to find your desired instrument. Of course, if you don't know the name of it, you're a bit stuck. But then again, just being able to press Y, get to your library, search, type in violin, get your violin sorted is much quicker than having to use the mouse to click through every single step. This is all about efficiency. Oh, and not only does it show you Logic instruments, but if you've saved some user-defined channel strip settings, you can still use the search function to get to those as well. And finally, we have the zoom vertical and the zoom horizontal tool. Now, this is very similar to the zoom tool I talked about earlier, but it's all dependent on where your playhead is located. Now, to zoom in horizontally, all you have to do is hold down Command and Option while using the scroll wheel on your mouse, and you go along these axes. If you want to zoom in vertically, then you have to use an option along with that scroll wheel. That will either zoom out or zoom in based on the playhead. Now, to get the most out of those zoom shortcuts, you probably want to use the vertical tool and the horizontal tool in conjunction with the zoom tool that we talked about earlier. This will just give you the most amount of options to quickly navigate around your arrange page and get the most amount of work done as efficiently as possible. So to recap those 5 shortcuts, we've got the zoom tool, which is Control and Option with a dragging motion with the mouse or a click to reverse it. We've got the mixer, which is either X or Command 2 to put it on a separate window. The piano roll with P or Command 4, and again you can use different zoom tools, much like the first one or the last one we spoke about within the piano roll itself. The library, just with a press of the Y, and don't forget about that search function. And finally, we had the zoom horizontal and vertical tool, which is either just Option or Command and Option along with a scroll wheel in or out based on the playhead's location. If you have more suggestions for navigation shortcuts, please let me know in the comments below. Feel free to like this video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe.